Now, granted, it was a great idea, bad execution type of thing. I cannot express to y'all the grip that Arnold Schwarzenegger had over my life growing up. Do you hear me? Now, I know this is going to be pretty controversial. What's up? It's Nikki. Welcome back to my channel, King Nikki TV, where I give you commentary on popular movies and TV shows. Guys, with the recent Predator movie, Prey, I thought it would be fun to go back and revisit the entire Predator franchise. And then I started thinking it would be fun to do a video ranking every single Predator movie. Now, I am a huge fan of the Predator franchise, but actually my introduction to Predator was not the 1984 Predator because, well, I wasn't even born yet. My introduction was Predator 2 with Danny Glover when I was 4. I was so freaking obsessed with that movie. But child, look, Arnold Schwarzenegger had me in a chokehold my entire childhood. So I also ended up being obsessed with the 1984 Predator. I have a few franchises that I am completely obsessed with and have seen the movies hundreds of times. And Predator is one of those franchises. I literally never get sick of these movies. Well, the good ones. Okay, so let's get right into it. Starting at number 7, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I mean, there should have been no suspense here. I think it is pretty safe to say that most Predator fans consider Requiem to be the absolute worst of the Predator franchise. Now, I am not one of those moviegoers who goes into sequels with high expectations. I mean, I just know that nothing is the original, period. And I never expect a franchise to match the greatness of the original film. However, they really hit the bottom of the barrel with Requiem. It is like, first of all, it's like they said, let's take the worst, most uninteresting, cliche characters ever and throw them all into one movie. I mean, y'all, we have the clueless sheriff, the dumb jock, the token black guy, the pretty girl who dates the jerk, ignoring the nice guy who has a crush on her. Y'all, we even got G.I. Jane and the military guy. Like, come on now, y'all. It was just all so cliche. Absolutely no creative ideas in this movie. No fun executions. Nothing about Requiem is a good movie. The hybrid alien predator thing was ridiculous. The over-the-top gore. First of all, the over-the-top gore didn't even fit the movie. It really felt out of place, and it felt like the filmmakers were just trying way too hard. Look, I love gore just as much as the next person. I would even say that I enjoy mindless gore, but the mess in this movie was so gratuitous and unnecessary and just in bad taste. I mean, the pregnant women and the babies and a kid. Look, Ripley's worst nightmare was having one of those aliens burst through her goddamn chest. That is an aspect of Alien that is horrific. Like, you don't want the alien bursting through your chest. Y'all, they have a father and son hunting in the woods. They get the alien implanted in them and it bursts through the child's chest. Like, come on now, child. You mean to tell me y'all couldn't have written it where it was a teenage son hunting with his father? It had to be a child. Why in the world did it have to be a kid? I know why. Because they were trying too hard. And really, another huge issue with this movie for me, it felt like they had absolutely no budget for lighting. Like, this movie is dark. Actually, when they first showed the alien predator hybrid thing on screen, y'all, I didn't even know what I was looking at. I was like, what is that? Like, it was so dark. Now, outside of Requiem, I will actually say that I enjoy every single movie in this franchise. Some are better than others. Some are more flawed than others. But none outside of Requiem are terrible, in my opinion. Coming in at number 6 is The Predator. Now, I completely completely agree with all the critiques when it comes to this movie, but I actually really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed The Predator. Yes, it is flawed extremely, but I have a good time with this movie. I actually really like Sterling K. Brown in this. He kind of felt like a villain from the Power Rangers, like the 90s Power Rangers. I don't know nothing about them other ones, but he felt like a villain from a B movie. But I don't even mean that as a dig. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed his character and the way he played him. Look, this movie is kind of a joke. It feels like no one involved took this movie very seriously. And really, to me, the first half, though, is pretty solid. The first half of the movie is pretty good. I love the idea of an evolved predator, a hybrid predator. Now, granted, it was a great idea, bad execution type of thing, but nonetheless. Now, the third act of The Predator was pretty terrible, very anticlimactic. I mean, you kind of sit there watching, you get to the end, and it's like, okay, so this is what we were building up to? CGI blood was terrible, but the kid in the Predator mask was entertaining to see. Look, don't think. Just enjoy the ride and have fun. That's how you have to go into The Predator. Number 5, Alien vs. Predator. Now, I am not much of a PG-13 fan when it comes to movies like this. I mean, if a 13-year-old can watch it, then how scary could it be? How gory could it be? But I actually really enjoy AVP. I like the story that we got in this one with the ancient pyramid and how we once worshipped the predators and how we once sacrificed ourselves for their hunt with the alien. I enjoy having Sanaa Lathan fighting alongside the Predator. I don't think we ever really got human fighting alongside a Predator. This is a pretty typical, I would even say generic script, but the actors do really great with what they have. It's executed in a way that, while obvious, is still entertaining. AVP is flawed in many ways, but it is an entertaining movie. Number 4 is going to be Predators. Now, look, I really like this movie. I think it was a really cool idea to have us on this planet, not on planet Earth. Adrian Brody was terrible casting for this character. The Pianist is a masterpiece. I really enjoy Adrian Brody, but for this role, no child. And doing the mud again was a terrible idea because, bruh, you ain't Arnold. I really enjoyed the ensemble cast. I love the cast of characters we had. I wish we had an ensemble as entertaining as this one in The Predator. I enjoyed Insane Lawrence Fishburne very much. Predators, for me, is a pretty great movie from top to bottom. Number 3 is going to be Prey. Look, I cannot rave about this movie enough. Man, was this just so freaking good. After this video, make sure you check out my review on Prey. If you haven't yet, I love the idea of taking the Predator franchise back to basics. And I loved it being kind of a prequel setup, back to the jungle, scale back technology, a simple and straightforward plot, the Predator doing hand-to-hand combat. I would have liked to see the Predator taking his human trophies, though him pulling out Tabby's spine would have hurt my heart. But I enjoy seeing Naru evolve as a hunter, becoming a smart hunter and outsmarting the Predator, understanding that she could not battle him strength for strength. Okay. Top 2, guys. Now, I know this is going to be pretty controversial. Do not revoke my movie buff card, but coming in at number 2 for me is Predator. I know, child. I know. I know this is pretty much an abomination. Look, I freaking love this movie. I cannot express to y'all the grip that Arnold Schwarzenegger had over my life growing up. Do you hear me? Look, macho man, souped up, extra testosterone, elite military guys. Those characters could have been really generic and uninteresting, but the writing was so good and the actors really brought out the best with these characters. Great ensemble cast. I don't care who you are back in the world. You give away our position one more time, I bleed you. Real quiet. leave you here. This movie is literally one of my faves ever of all time. Now, I gotta admit, I don't care for the dirty jokes guy. His jokes were so cringe to me and not funny at all, even though I guess that's the point. They weren't funny. But these characters really felt fresh and fun, and still do. They feel fresh and fun to watch. Y'all, I have been searching for a friend named Dylan for the last 100 years, just so I could walk up to somebody and say, Dylan, you son of a bitch. The handshake, y'all. Great tension in this movie, great flow to the story, great pacing. The script is fun and the actors do amazing with it. Now, I hear a lot of people saying how useless the Anna character is. And yeah, I prefer seeing a woman in a movie like this actually fighting and problem solving, not just along for the ride. But I don't agree that she was useless. Anna is a great tool used in the story to move the story. She is pretty vital because of her. We end up learning that the Predator does not target you if you don't have a weapon. She also gives us backstory on the Predator. I mean, come on, guys. She's not useless. The number one movie in the Predator franchise, in my opinion, is Predator 2. I love the concept of the concrete jungle after the idea of the actual jungle in the first movie. I love the style of Predator 2. Very 90s. Very fun. Extremely over the top and ridiculous. Y'all, Danny Glover's performance of the angry road cop was so motherfucking over the top. I love it. This entire movie for me is just so freaking iconic. It is so good from top to bottom. Predator 2 had me in a chokehold as a kid, and it still do to this day. The train scene, the meat warehouse scene, the final showdown between Danny Glover and the Predator. Y'all, Bill Paxton is a legend. Put some respect on his name. Literally one of my favorite actors, and I absolutely love him in this movie. I feel like Predator 2 expanded on the themes of the first movie, but at the same time, it did its own thing. They kept a certain mystery to the Predator while also revealing more to the audience than we got in the first movie. Brutal action and gore. Bill Paxton, Gary Busey are just standout characters in this for me. But really, I enjoy everybody in this movie. Comment down below and let me know, how would you rank every movie in the Predator franchise? Thank you so much for watching this video, for supporting the channel. I'll see you in the next one.